The candle has one final burn in Turner Gymnasium. The conclusion of the 24-25 campaign is upon us as the Lynchburg women's basketball team celebrates Senior Day right here in the Hill City. A very warm hello from the campus of the University of Lynchburg, where 4 Hornets are set to be honored for their accomplishments and tenure in the red and white. My name is Evan Gates, and so glad you're joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's a little bit warmer than we've seen in recent weeks. Some snow still on the ground here in Central Virginia, but rest assured it is still a very great climate, and 72 as always inside the cozy confines of Turner Gymnasium. The ODAC hunt is over for this Lynchburg women's basketball team, as Randolph would win a tiebreaker for that 8th spot in the tournament. So this is the final game for the Hornets, and it will wrap up this regular season. But rest assured, Coach Allison Nichols wants this team to get a win. At Senior Day, it's very festive, a packed Turner Gymnasium right here on these bleachers, and you can understand the sentiment for these 4 Hornets who will be going out. They obviously want to fight hard against a non-conference opponent, being the Mary Washington Eagles, a team that is 9-15, but historically has been very impressive in the D3 landscape and led by a very good coaching staff. Dina Appleberry, in her 22nd season, has 436 wins at Mary Washington. She has been so impressive with what she has been able to accomplish with the Eagles, and that also comes with a Final Four appearance. She's made several runs and 4 seasons with 28 or more wins. But let's focus on this matchup as we take a look at our pregame stats with moments away from our Senior Day festivities. The last matchup was very lopsided. There's no way to rewrite the narrative. Mary Washington 83, Lynchburg 36. That one was in Fredericksburg just over a year ago, but a very different Mary Washington team that enters the University of Lynchburg today, because it is a younger squad. They lost several seniors, including their top 4 minutes per game contributors, and those 4 started every single game last year. You understand that is obviously a very big piece of the puzzle, and someone like Keegan Schwab last year, who was one of those starters Lynchburg has seen earlier this season when Virginia Wesleyan came to town. She was one of those leaders in her 5th-year season. But Mary Washington learning to rebound. They are a great defensive squad, ranked 33rd in D3 DataCast efficiency ratings, and they really want to rough this one up. They can win games scoring at a low margin, but they also have to keep Lynchburg off the board, a team that shot the lights out here in Turner Gymnasium just a few days ago, and they really consecrated the Nets in that performance. 16 three-pointers, a program record, and they were sizzling all around. So the Hornets will have to control things. They want to do so in their home gym, whereas Mary Washington really tries to play spoiler on Senior Day, and it is just fun to have a non-conference affair in the final game of the season, because no one else in the ODAC does. All the other matchups, when you look up and down the league, 6 of them will be interleague competitions, and we will try and keep an eye on them, at least in our second half here at Lynchburg. This game starts at 1 o'clock, while the rest of them will begin at 2. It will be a little bit different when you look at the landscape of the conference, mostly sealed for the top 8 teams that will be competing next week. The Final Four in the conference, or the semifinals round, will be held in Salem, Virginia at the Salem Civic Center, and that is the normal location for how things operate in the conference tournament. But this year, a little bit of a wrinkle in the picture. The quarterfinal round will be held at the host sites. So seeds 1 through 4 will get one final game at home before going to Salem, and then hopefully extending that postseason run. We know a few teams in the conference, like Randolph-Macon, who sits a perfect 15-0, are looking to make deep runs into the remainder of the postseason. But just about ready for our PA announcer, Kyle Haney, to get the Senior Day festivities unraveled. And we are having a ton of fun in Turner Gymnasium, where 3 seniors and a junior, Macy Mullins, who's graduating early, will have some recognition and some really special moments on the way. So without further ado, we're about ready to send it down to the scores table. Let's get this thing underway in Turner Gymnasium.
Hello and welcome to Lynchburg, Virginia and Turner Gymnasium for today's NCAA Division III women's basketball game, featuring the visiting Mary Washington Eagles and your Lynchburg Hornets. Before we begin today's ceremony, we would like to recognize Olivia Harris for scoring 1,000
Hello and happy Saturday as we welcome you into Schellenberger Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. It's the Hornets playing host to the Pfeiffer Falcons.
In double overtime her junior year. Ladies and gentlemen, Darcy Middle School along with coaching basketball. Macy is joined today by her middle school along with coaching basketball. Macy is joined today by her parents Mark and Lana and alongside Mara Culbertson. Ladies and gentlemen, Macy Mullins. And finally, a senior guard from Salem, Virginia, Olivia Harris. Olivia will graduate this spring with a degree in health promotions. Olivia holds the program record for most threes in a season with 50, and this past week she set the program record for career three-pointers with 156 and counting. In the same game where she broke the record for threes, Olivia also reached 1,000 career points, just one of 8 active players at the D3 level, and she became the 10th all-time in career points in program history. Her favorite memory as a Hornet was making it through the first round of the ODAC tournament her first year. Olivia is joined by her parents, Tanya and George, and siblings Mackenzie and Gracie. Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Harris. And how about one more big round of applause for our 4 Lynchburg Hornets seniors. Thank you for everything.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make
it. Squad, and very exciting to see some new faces in the starting lineup. But Caitlin, a key contributor, and the transfer from Rono dropped 5 3-pointers last time out in that record-breaking performance where Lynchburg dropped 16, and she will continue to try and put her handprint on one final performance here in the Hill City. As we see some of the Lynchburg starters being announced, they will be in the home whites today, whereas Mary Washington is in the navy uniforms with the light blue trim. A Carolina-esque color combination for the opponents here in the final regular season game. Mary Washington, a member of the Coast to Coast Conference, and the conference championships are being hosted all the way in Wisconsin in the final week. When we look at entering the postseason, Lynchburg's journey will end today, but it is key to have a good look for the roadmap. The Hornets want to end on a plus, and they're going to try to do so with those 4 seniors out there to start this contest. And then Mary Washington, a very familiar lineup. The Eagles have, despite boasting a 9-15 record, really improved throughout the season, and beating Shenandoah was one of the key highlights of this season for Mary Washington. They'll try to get another victory here as we enter things in Turner. Up and away we go, and right away Megan.
We'll try it again at the center circle. A different face-off man for the Hornets. But
it's up and running, picking right up where they left off against Randolph. The Hornets squad this season that is 5-5 at home. The final game will decide if it's a winning or losing record in Turner Gymnasium, but already looking very poised. Great pass. Harris down low to Spainauer. Drop and dip right in the paint. Lynchburg leads 6-0 in the first 90 seconds. Coach Allison Nichols' squad looking very confident the last few times out, as the offensive rebounds gathered by Baxter had the space for the three. She'll look to get the floater in the paint with the left hand off the mark. Another chance coming for the Eagles. Once again, penetration swarmed in the paint. Corner three-pointer is up and good. Jenna Stedman knocks it in. This is not a great three-point shooting team for Mary Washington. When you look at the numbers, just 19% on the season. They would almost always prefer to drive, but you're starting to see it come to fruition in some of these plays where the drive will certainly open up perimeter looks. Darcy Ross. Pump fakes down low outside to Macy Mullins, looking to get around Baxter, but great defense. Tried to keep it. Mackenzie Brundage from the corner misses everything, and the Eagles are heading the other way. Open look, but Lynchburg can't capitalize, and now it's going to be another corner opportunity. The Eagles decide to drive. The length on display from Sophie Pavlik, but Lynchburg can't complete the play. Now Bree Spainhour, the lone returner in the starting lineup, gets it outside to Olivia Harris. Oh, wow. Watch out. If you blink, she's past you, but the Hornets can't capitalize this time. Quick moving game to start this one out. Pavlik has all sorts of space. She's ready to fire off the iron, and Spainhour gets the rebound. Double-double performance last time out for Bree Spainhour. 13 points and 11 rebounds, and one of the main reasons Lynchburg was so successful against one of those conference foes that was also fighting for that 8th spot. It's a three-pointer. Staying in stride, the Hornets once again strike from beyond the perimeter. You love to see it when your seniors are getting activated early. And Darcy Ross, someone who has certainly had her moments throughout the Lynchburg tenure. She has been relied upon greatly.
Stops the short swing and momentum. Voigt left alone at the L. Lynchburg will settle and get things set up. Russ takes the spot of Parker Sealy. Trading defense for offense. A swim dodge. Kicks over for Voigt from the left side. Voigt dancing. Over the top of the cage. Hastings there to back it up. 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Hornets by a goal. Hastings taking his defender way outside. Gets switched onto a short stick, and that's trouble. 2 early goals from Hastings, and this Lynchburg offense has arrived. What a start to today's ball game for the Hornets in Hastings.
Tries to get it off the backboard, shot clock violation. The hand on tries to get it off the backboard, shot clock violation. The hand on head, and Mary Washington will take control. Maddie Jenish steps in for the Eagles, a team that, as we said, is 9-15 on the season. But you look at recent history for this squad, and they have really rallied so many winning seasons together. Coach Appleberry, 4 seasons with 28 or more wins at Mary Washington. The blueprint is there, just waiting to get back to that championship caliber. Is how about the hustle from Jenish right after she enters. Now Baxter feeds it back. Down low, Darcy Ross guarding tightly, and traveling violation is called on Juliana Maybe. Kayla Sledge and Ashley Vandergrift will step back into the game, but it's going to be immediate timeout before we get there. 9-3, the Hornets lead through the first 5 minutes here in the Hill City. We're having a lot of fun celebrating Senior Days. Stick with us on LHSN.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
Vanderburg with 1, Hastings with 2. The attack line cannot be contained today. It's been a good day riding from Lynchburg. Pfeiffer's had a really difficult time trying to clear it away as Jacoby Leonard just being harassed by Hastings, but able to get the edge, heads down the near sideline. One midi stays back. He tries to take it all the way. That's got to be over and back, and it is. You can go over and back within the first 20 seconds, but the shot clock was at 54, so just 6 seconds too late. As now Parker Seeley enters the box from the top right. He'll play it back to Finn Schmidt. Schmidt, somebody that head coach Tucker had a whole lot of praise for in his early scouting report. He really talked about Schmidt along with his whole attack line. Really explosive. Admires the way that this team can use their lefties. He said that Lynchburg is a program that historically has great lefties, even recently with guys like Dylan Wolf, who graduated last season. As here's a nice split dodge, saved by the keeper in Hamilton. He's got a man out and running. It's John Barnes. Now will they settle or go for a slow break? A lot of times when you have those substitutions coming down from midfield, 5 goals, 3 assists, 4 of his goals came in the last game against Hampton-Sydney. He's someone that is really, really expected to have a big leap in production this season. Started in 17 games last year, 24 goals and 15 assists. Was injured with a collarbone injury, but he's back in full health and getting involved early this year. Great penetration right there from Henderson, but couldn't do anything with it after he couldn't hook up with Kyler Johnson. 3-2 our score, 6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Sam Barbetti. Near side Sullivan. Matched up with Seeley. He'll roll back to his left, splits to his right, and retreats. Seeley, great help coming.
Kate Littlejohn led with 18 points for the Hornets, and we mentioned that program record for 3-point makes in a game. But it's so impressive for the Hornets to shoot 55% from beyond the perimeter. They had 4 players in double figures. You're starting to see the committee really get bolstered. As Harris sets up the offense, maybe a set look from the sideline. Kelly reverses to Littlejohn. She has to read, looks short corner. Start. But she made 5 3-pointers in that contest and had a very similar performance against Averett right here in the home gym this year. Entry pass to Sledge, off the mark. Mary Washington coming off a loss against number 9 CNU. Difficult team to have on your schedule twice, as Littlejohn is called for another. And once again, the Eagles head to the stripe. Looked like for a second it could have been called an offensive foul as Kate hit the floor. She will now hit the bench as Spainhour and Macy Mullins are back in the contest. And once again, the Eagles have a pair of freebies. Juliana maybe, this time no good. The 3 highest scoring totals this season for this Lynchburg team have come in the last 3 home games. They have been fiery went inside Turner Gymnasium. 76 versus Randolph, 73 versus Everett, 72 versus Virginia Wesleyan. They're looking to do the same today, but a very strong defensive squad in this Mary Washington Eagles club. Still looking to make a run in their postseason.
We're not even through the first quarter, and fans have gotten their money's worth thus far. A beautiful matchup on a beautiful day here in the Hill City. It's the Lynchburg Hornets tied up with the Pfeiffer Falcons. Lynchburg's attack line has been their source of offense today. In a similar situation for the Falcons as well. Dylan Sullivan with the most recent goal, the transfer out of VMI. Poked away, a chase for it, and they'll call over and back. Pfeiffer's got a chance out to run. Great job from the LSM Luke Meadows to prevent the pass to Colin Finley in transition. Now Pfeiffer can slow down.
Rast in the half court. We'll see if it's a jump. The Hornets are going to maintain possession with 7 seconds remaining, but another example of why this defense is just stifling. Can't let the pot simmer.
When creating a sustainable future, your choices matter, even your choice of a college. The University of Lynchburg is the first college in Virginia to go carbon neutral. Our dining hall is Green Restaurant certified. We compost all of our food waste and purchase our electricity from landfill gas. Now we're turning a hazardous lake into a thriving urban wetland. When you choose Lynchburg, you leave a smaller footprint while building a better tomorrow.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer.
Percent in the first quarter, and they lead Mary Washington 16-13. Maybe throw out Virginia Wesleyan from the equation. Darcy Ross, great post presence, front iron, but you're starting to see that confidence being established down low. Stedman has options. Now the entry down low, tic-tac-toe all the way to the paint. Beautiful finish from Layla Carter. Here come the Hornets. Macy Mullins across the timeline. Michael surveys. This team that utilizes a lot of off-ball cuts. Really trying to open up some shooting, especially from beyond the perimeter. As the Hornets will make a substitution. Letty Michael will head back to the bench. Mackenzie Brundage steps into the contest. We have really continued to show some of the Hornets' shooting percentages, but it has been a struggle recently. Going before that, Lynchburg had been outshot by their opponents in 5 of the last 7 games. Will send it the Hornets' way. A lot of jump balls here in these first 13 or so minutes. The physicality on display from the Eagles. Looks like they will go back into a half-court set defensively, where we've seen this full-court press really bluffed a few times just to try and rattle Lynchburg's flow. Spainhour kicks outside. Macy Mullins now surveys and out to Brundage. Trying to get the entry to Darcy Ross, who goes over the top. This one won't fly. Now down low once again. Spainauer playing great defense. Darcy Ross rips it away. Can Lynchburg get off in transition? They've been trying to almost every possession. Now Darcy Ross. Down low to Spainauer, did everything just to keep that pivot foot. Reversing around, had all the time and just can't finish. Really a poetic move down low from Spainauer. It just doesn't stop, but this time.
NCAA tournament second round contest between the Pfeiffer Falcons and the Lynchburg Hornets. Johnson, 32 goals and 11 assists a season ago. He led the country in shooting percentage. He's not the guy you want to leave alone right on the crease. A late slide coming from weak side help off Kyler Mahoney. And just like that, Pfeiffer once again out in front. What a day it's been for the Falcons. When they've got it on goal, they've capitalized. 5 shots on goal, 5 goals to show for it, as we've got a little bit of a scruffle here at midfield. You can tell both these sides want a big-time win. Both these teams a very challenging schedule out of the gates, but that seems like a commonality between a lot of tournament teams. Lynchburg, obviously, one of the, you could call them a blue blood of the ODAC conference. That would really be Washington and Lee, Roanoke, Lynchburg, Hampton-Sydney, as there's a turnover forced.
Yes, she doesn't wait. She will go through anything and able to make a lot of conversions. Execution so difficult to come by against the Eagles, but she swishes home the next chance. Ashley Vandergrift back at it from 3-point range. Does she ever stop? She can shoot it from Mercury. It doesn't matter where she's at on the court. This time, 3 won't fall, and then we're heading the other way again. That's going to be the 5th foul on Mary Washington. Macy Mullins will step back in. We're going to take another quick break here in the Hill City. Lynchburg leads Mary Washington 21-15, and we are enjoying our time on Senior Day right here in Turner Gymnasium. The huge recruiting class that she brought in. Macy Mullins obviously graduating early for the Hornets, but still so many of her classmates. You think about Ashley Vandergrift and Brooke Kaysen, Bree Spainauer, the list goes on. Great traveling partners as the layup's up and in. Stedman really just threw that at the backboard, but off the glass with class, and the Eagles bring it within 4. You hear some of the statistics before the game and you forget just how good this team is at 3-point shooting, at least in the past. And we don't want to overwrite this narrative too much. We have talked about it a good deal throughout the broadcast, but for Macy Mullins, it was an historic freshman season when she came in and just continues to show her presence. Shot 39.5% from beyond the perimeter. She was the only freshman in the top 20 in the nation for 3-point percentage in that season.
He's someone whose face-off percentage has really decreased as he's gotten more attempts throughout his career. A guy that played a lot of box lacrosse growing up, still in fact plays a little bit of box lacrosse, and that can do so much for your accuracy when you've got a smaller cage to work with. He's feeling like that thing's about 5 feet wider this afternoon. Parker Seeley scoops up the loose ball. Heads down the far sideline and across midfield. Picked up by Keene. Dishes down low, Vandenberg. Will settle. Sealy trots back to midfield. Jake Rust, the All-American, with it. Over to Holman. Barbetti giving him the right alley. He doesn't want to take it. Over the top to his left. Now finds Schmidt. Curling. Schmidt can't capitalize. Hastings right there to pick it up at the end line with 43 on the shot clock. Hastings. Back up top.
Where they've committed 20 or more. They had 41 versus CNU in that first matchup, and I think that says as much about the captains as it does about the Eagles, because it is a very good CNU squad. But that will be a point of improvement next year for Mary Washington as Taylor Brown's jumper won't fly. Here come the Eagles. Chances skittering out left and right. Nobody really able to have a dominant run in this contest as the Hornets once again cause another turnover. Olivia Harris is Baxter on her hip, looking to go to the hoop. Pass all the way across. Ashley Vandergrift has time, space, and the three-point bucket. A great assist from Harris, who is balling on the senior day. And Ashley Vandergrift able to get it to fall. Olivia Harris, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. She would be on pace for a triple-double if she keeps those numbers up. And Lynchburg having their way. They're going to try to get one defensive stop as Baxter goes behind the three-point line, and Lynchburg takes control. Couldn't tell if Macy Mullins got a hand on it.
I was looking for a school that could